Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Hofmann. I'm a professor in the history department, and welcome to my quarantine talk. Today I'm going to talk to you about using Slack for group work. And in order to do that, I suppose I should talk about what is Slack. Slack is a free commercial app. It's available for desktop. And why am I reading this to you? You can read this, unless there are accessibility issues, so I should read it for iOS and Android devices. It's a versatile tool for online discussion and communication, and I use it for group work. It has made my life so much easier in so many ways. I started using it when I went to a Reacting to the Past Institute. Actually, no, that's not true. I started using it before. My colleagues in the Reacting to the Past group on Facebook said, "Oh, you've got to use Slack." All right, fine. So I did, and it was a marvel. Anyway, so there it is. That's your little Slack icon, and it is definitely great. When you open Slack, whether it's desktop or the iOS, you can see that it's really nicely organized, very easy to use, very intuitive. It's not entirely intuitive all the time, unfortunately, but I'll get to that. So you can find it at slack.com. And sorry, I just need to move my little thing there. So I've already signed in. So it's got two workspaces here. And a workspace is basically your new classroom. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is one of the parts that I don't love about Slack. So I've already done this work. But in order to create a new workspace, you always have to enter your email and then confirm it. And then you'll be allowed to go ahead and enter that workspace. But I'm going to go ahead and just launch Slack and quickly go. I don't want to disclose too much. Fortunately, the students' names are not that identifiable because we all had different names for our classroom. So you can see that there are different threads. This is the general, and then each faction or group in our class had their own channels. So I'm going to change this to a different workspace, one I created this morning. And the great thing about this is go ahead and invite people. Just use my personal Gmail. And invite all of your students. This does have to be done manually. Choose greeting if you'd like. And I just called this a class stuff project. It comes already with general and random channels, but I'm going to add a couple channels very quickly. So one will be blue group. And then I'm going to make it private. So when you do that, you can add all the people you need to into the group. And one of the things I do is I make sure that I am in my private groups. And what that does is it makes it possible for me to observe group conversations. So why use Slack? First off, I think that discussion boards are kind of a pain, and the students don't really find them user-friendly or intuitive at all, especially the ones on Canvas. Another reason is that discussion boards they tend to be very static. Students are used to texting, as are most of us, and when they go into Slack, they can set it up for notifications and communicate in real time if they need to. This means that students who are residential can work with students who are non-residential or commuters. Traditional students and non-traditional students can get together in ways that are more convenient for them and are not bound by the way that we set Canvas up. Another thing, at least for me, is group work is sometimes hard to assess in terms of contribution. Well, if I see that the students are discussing things on Slack and I have access to their groups, I can go ahead and, see, obviously, take a look at how each person is participating. I can also give little nudges here and there, and I usually set up a channel that's just for people asking me questions. So in that way, no one can really complain that people aren't doing their fair share of work. I can see how they've allotted it. I can see how they've come up with questions. I can get messages from them if they think that someone needs a nudge, but it all happens quickly and in real time, or at least as real time as my schedule allows. And most of the students who have used it, once they've got it installed and we've done a little demo, find it really, really helpful. A lot of them will have used something like it before. If the students are gamers, or if you are, you've probably used Discord. This is very, very similar. You could use Discord, but I don't because, well, I like to keep my game life separate from my work life. Anyway, that's my little quarantine TED Talk on how to use Slack, and feel free to get hold of me if you have any questions. It's J. Hofmann, spelled that way, at su.edu, or talk to Karin. Take care, hope everybody's well, and see you in some other video.